Hey, good people, how are you? And welcome to Passionately Intrigued Arts with Tracy. I want to play with some resin today. I've been playing with resin for a few days, but I want to try this new resin out. You're not gonna believe this. You are not gonna believe this. I found it today, and I just want to check it out and see what it does. Do you know? I'm shocked that the Dollar Tree has some resin, part A and part B. Now it was up high and they only had one of each, part A and part B. There was no more to be found anywhere. So I'm gonna try it out. That's all I bought because that's all they had. And I think I just want to try it. I don't know. We're gonna see. So look at this. Resin Studio Color Flow. What? What? Okay. Part A. Okay. Which is the epoxy resin part, and part B, which is the hardener. Unfreaking real. Okay, okay, Dollar Tree, come through. So it's only an ounce. So I will only get 2 ounces. And, there's no sense in just using a little bit of each one. I'm going to mix both of them up in equal parts, pour both of them in a container, and use it up with something. I just want to see how this works. Okay? So hold on. I'm take you down to what I'm doing. I'm impressed. I am shocked. I'm impressed. But anyway, enough babbling. Let's get to it. Okay? Okay, let's open these up and get them mixed up. So I've got I know you're not serious. Whatever. I've got a beaker here, and we're gonna add both of these containers and mix them up for, it says a couple minutes, but I'm gonna give them the usual 3 or 4 minutes of stirring. All right, let's get these opened up. Resin Studio Epoxy Hardener includes 1 ounce. Requires epoxy resin, not included. Add 1 part resin to 1 part epoxy hardener. Work time is about 30 minutes. So that's saying that I have 30 minutes to get done what I need to get done before it starts curing. Mix thoroughly to prevent uncured surface areas from firming. Okay. It doesn't even tell you how long to stir. But I know it's at least 3 minutes, and depending on how much epoxy you're using, it could take longer. You ever seen such cute little bottles of epoxy resin? Nope, not I. Get out of there. Okay. So, I never remember which one is the thicker one, and I believe it's the resin. This looks thicker. So you should pour your resin in first, your thicker part in first. So we're going to pour all this out. And I'm trying to avoid bubbles, but there's bubbles in here already. Small little bubbles. So it's not much, this is for a small project. I'm telling you, it's not much at all. But you could use this for jewelry, you could use this to repair something. You could use this to coat a coaster. For $2.50 plus tax. Not bad. Yes, I'm getting it all out. Yes. So what I'm going to do, put that top on there, leave it set upside down to get that out. So now I'll pour in the hardener. part B, which is thinner. Oh, I did that wrong. I always mess up. I really, really do. I always mess it up. So you put the thinner one in first. I mean, it really doesn't matter, but it helps to avoid bubbles. It helps with, what else did they say it helps? If you put the thin one in first and then pour your thicker. So you put A into B, right? You put B down first and then you, I'll remember it one day. It's called Sometimers, y'all. You're going to get it one day. So there's not going to be much to drip out of this one because it's thinner. Few drips, few drips. Okay, I'll leave it upside down as well. Let me go back to this one and we'll see how much more we get. I want all my $1.25 Plex tax. See how much more came out? And I just want to make sure that I have even proportions so that it mixes well and cures well. All right, I think that's all I'm going to get up out of there. Come on, drop. Okay. See if we got anything else while this set. Might have a tiny bit. Might have a little bit. Nope, not really. Oh, it's beeping. My coffee is ready. Okay. So I'm going to stir this up for 3 minutes. And when you stir, I'm not going to do it on camera. I'll go off. But you scrape the sides. Scrape all the way around. You go across the bottom. Scraping the bottom. Stir it up. And then you want to take this off of your stick because that part needs to be mixed too. Take the resin off your stick. Scrape it off the side and stir again. Okay, I'll be back in 3 minutes. Okay, it looks pretty good. I let it sit for about 3 minutes after I stirred it to try to get rid of the small bubbles, which you can't see. But I'm just going to spray a little bit of alcohol in there, and that will dissolve the top bubbles, the bubbles on the surface. So this is all I have. That's 2 ounces. So the first thing I'm going to do is this domino set that I'm starting. I put a clear coat on the bottom, and there's a couple of them that I didn't quite cover the bumps, the numbers here. So this one and this one. I'm just going to use a tiny bit just to cover those dots. And it will even out. Just something I needed to do. That's all I need to do for that. Move that out the way. So, the next thing I'm going to do, silicone mat here, Dollar Tree. It's actually, what do you call this thing? What you sit hot stuff on in the kitchen, but it's silicone. So I buy silicone things for my resin. This coaster, I showed it before, and it is alcohol inks, but it doesn't have a coat of epoxy on it yet. So I'm going to pour some on here and coat this. And I just want a thin coat. So I'll pour some on there, and then I'll just smooth it out. I'll spread it first. Spread it out, and then I'll just smooth it over with my finger. Spread it as best I can without letting it drip over the side. Okay, that's good enough. So I'll just go back and forth with the epoxy. And coat the top of this surface. Back and forth. And when it feels smooth, that's when you know you've coated the entire surface. When you don't feel rough spots. So it's coated. Now I'm going to bring it over on the sides. And so I'm going to have to bring you back after all what I've done cures so we can see what kind of results we get from this Dollar Tree epoxy resin. It's nice and fluid. It smooths out good. Keep in mind you only have 30 minutes working time before it starts to harden. Okay, so I've gotten it over the sides, and I'll just smooth those out and let this cure. That will level out to be even. There may be surface bubbles. I can't tell. So I'm just going to spray it with the alcohol in case there's any surface bubbles. I'm going to move this out of the way. Next little project I'm going to do is I have these spheres, different size spheres that I purchased as a set. And I'm going to use one of these, not sure yet. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Let's see if what I want to put in here fits. So, got this from my granddaughter's baby shower 4 years ago. And I'm going to take this, it's a, what is it, a placemat, not a placemat, you know, put your name here, this is where you sit, something like that. I don't know what you call it. See if I can take this clip out. It's like a paper clip. Is it screwing out? It's screwing, but I don't know if it's screwing out. Maybe I gotta pull on it. There we go. Got that out. So I'm gonna see. Let's see if it'll fit in here. So you stretch this. Let me move this one out. I'm gonna see if it can fit in this smaller one. Stretch this out. And let's try and squeeze it in there. Now, whether it's going to stand up straight or not, that's another question. Unless, okay, because this is supposed to be the top, but we're going to let it be the bottom. Let me take it back out. Sorry. Because I want it to stand up, and it's not going to stand like this. So let me take it out, and it's going to be upside down, but when it's done, I'm just going to flip it over when it's cured. So let's put it in this way. Stretch it open again. Oh yeah, it covers. That's good enough. So let me see if I can sit it flat and spread that little dress out. Oh, maybe that's good enough. Like that. I'm just gonna put something else in there, these little flowers, but I don't know if they're gonna stay down. Let's see if I can put, she likes glitter, she likes shine, of course, but that's gonna mess up the dress. So let's just pour it in here. Should I put a little glitter, a little sparkly in this? Yeah, maybe I'll put a little something. Hold on one second. I'm going to use a tiny bit of glitter. Not much, just a tiny bit. Just to put a few flakes in there. That's good. Stir that up. Oh, I could use a little more. That's good enough. Now I have these iridescent flakes that I want to include. So I'm just going to put a tiny pinch of these iridescent flakes in here. Not much. Just to give it a little, and they're kind of iridescent white and pink, so that should set it off. Just a few. Okay, let's pour it in here. And hopefully this little dress figurine is heavy enough. I don't think it'll float. I think it's heavy enough to sit there while this cures. And hopefully I have enough resin to cover it. So this will give you an idea of how much resin you get with the two parts. Not much at all. Yep, it's barely going to cover it. Not quite to the top, but that's okay. We'll let it drip. Now it's milky right now, so hopefully it will dry clear. Most of them do. I'm just trying to flatten it a little more. It's kind of sideways. If I can get the rest out of here, it might come all the way to the top of this mold. So let's see. You know, I always do to the last drop. Waste not, want not. I just want to top it off all the way to the brim. And by golly, I think I did it. Yep. Wasted a little bit on the side. Let me wipe that off. So, I don't know if you can see that because it's kind of cloudy and I don't want to tilt it. I don't want to turn it because then it will move the little dress. But let me set the camera where you can see it, and then I'll be back when this cures. So this is what we have. And is it flat? It's not quite flat, so I'm going to try and straighten it out a little bit more. But it should be cute, and we shall see how this epoxy cures. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Give me a thumbs up. Check out your Dollar Trees and see if they have this epoxy resin. Interesting, very interesting. We're going to see. So thank you so much. Peace and love. I'm out. Thank you.